This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
All right, we are just about set to get this one underway. Destiny Evans will step into the center circle for the Lorain Lady Titans, and it'll be Tony McClinton for the Elyria Lady Pioneers. The tip is controlled by Lorain, and already 1 second into the ball game, our first foul, and Lorain will retain possession as that goes against the Elyria High Pioneers. Pushing is the call. So 2 seconds, ticks off the clock. And now we will get this one underway. The Lorain Lady Titans, by the way, in their white uniforms with white numbers outlined in navy blue. Elyria in their red uniforms with white numbers and white trim. Brooklyn Ferguson dribbling with the right hand. Being guarded by Gonzalez, sends it over to Barraclough on the right wing. Now to Evans, back out to Barraclough. Barraclough into Evans. Back to Barraclough, who puts up a running right-hander. It won't go, but she was fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line and have 2 shots. That whistle is going to work against Tony McClinton of the Elyria High Pioneers. Mackenzie Barraclough, the 5'8" senior guard, rattles home the first free throw. She'll have 1 more. The righty sights it, shoots it. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound controlled by Gonzalez for the Lady Pioneers. She brings it across the half-court stripe. Now dribbles between the circles. Being guarded by Amani Thomas. Dribbling with the right hand beyond the three-point arc. Now she goes left side to McClinton at the top of the key. McClinton goes into the paint, but she shuffled the shoes. That's an Elyria turnover, and it will be Lorain basketball. Just underway here at Lorain High with the Lady Titans on top, 1-0. Delisha Perchinsky will dribble across the half-court stripe for the Lady Titans. She's picked up by Gonzalez. Now she goes left side, hands it off to Ferguson. Ferguson brings it back between the circles. Now goes left wing, down low to Evans. Inside to Amani Thomas, kicks it out to Barraclough for a three-pointer from the right wing. It's no good. Rebound controlled by Evans and put back up and in. Destiny Evans with her first bucket of the ball game, and it's 3-0, Lorain on top. Cora Sanders hands it off to, let's see if I can get a number there, Gonzalez. A turnover on the baseline as the ball goes out of bounds. Nope, it's going to remain Elyria basketball. Tony McClinton will send it in for the Lady Pioneers. Up top to Sanders. Sanders dribbling with the right hand, working against Amani Thomas. Sanders goes into the paint, puts up a running right-hander. It's partially blocked. Barraclough was down there. She tries to get it out to Gonzalez. It's picked up by Ferguson. Ferguson comes down the floor. Now Barraclough trying to go inside to Perchinsky. That pass is picked off. Down the floor come the Lady Pioneers. A jump shot on the way from Gonzalez is good. Jada Gonzalez with her first basket of the ball game, and it's 3-2 with 5:55 to go in the first period of play. Lady Titans on top by 1. By the way, the Titans moving from left to right on your radio dial are going toward the lobby if you're familiar with the gymnasium here at Lorain High. The ball goes out of bounds right in front of the Elyria bench, and that's a Lorain turnover, so it'll be Elyria basketball. Again, Pioneers trailing by 1, 3-2 our score with 5:43 to go in the opening period of play. It's worth noting that Micaiah Herman and Kiera Jenkins both out tonight for the Lady Titans. Sanders brings it across the half-court stripe, goes left wing, hands it off to McClinton. McClinton to the elbow, backs it out, gives it back to Sanders on the left elbow. Now they send it over to Mail. Mail fakes the shot, tries to go into the paint, loses control of the basketball. Down the floor go the Lady Titans. Ferguson with a running right-hander, can't get it to go. Gonzalez tries to pick it up off the floor. She kicks it down the floor. Barraclough is going to grab it for the Lady Titans. She's in the corner right in front of the Lorain bench, controls the basketball. Now she's able to find Ferguson. Ferguson is going to race it across the half-court stripe. She goes right wing to Amani Thomas. Thomas drills a three-pointer. Amani Thomas with her first points of the ball game. 6-2, the Lady Titans on top. 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the opening period of play. Cora Sanders on the right wing, dribbling with the right hand, guarded by Thomas. Hands it off to Gonzalez. Gonzalez loses control of the basketball. Ferguson unable to pick it up. McClinton grabs it for Elyria, picks up her dribble between the circles, sends it over to Sanders on the right wing. Sanders goes into the paint, puts up a shot, and it is swatted away by Amani Thomas. Clock stops with 4 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the opening period of play, and Lorain's on top by 4. Alyssa Wilson coming into the basketball game for the Elyria Lady Pioneers. Sitting down is Taylor Mail. A whistle that is going to work against Cora Sanders. Nope, that's going to go against the Lorain Lady Titans. Let's see, I think they got Amani Thomas. Yep, Amani Thomas picking up her first foul of the ball game. Cora Sanders at the charity stripe. Sanders sights it, shoots it, and rattles it home. First point of the ball game for Cora, the 5'6" junior guard for the Elyria Lady Pioneers. One more for Sanders. The righty sends it, and she's got it. Sanders with 2 points of the ball game now. 4:20 to go in the opening period of play. 6-4, Lorain on top. Ferguson with the basketball on the left wing. Down low to Barricklow, back up top to Ferguson, back to Barricklow. Barricklow looking to get it inside to Evans. Evans muscling for position. Lorain unable to get an entry pass as they whip it around the perimeter. Now Barricklow drives into the paint, puts up a running left-hander. That's no good. Saves it from going out of bounds, gets it to Evans. Evans dribbles into the paint, puts up a tough shot, and she muscled it home. Destiny Evans now has 4 points on the contest. It's 8-4, Lorain on top with 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the opening period of play. Cora Sanders with the basketball. Handing it off to Wilson. Wilson over to Sanders. Sanders' three-pointer is strong off the iron. Rebound controlled by Thomas for Lorain. Gives it to Brooklyn Ferguson, who brings it across the half-court stripe. Ferguson back to Thomas on the right wing. Now Thomas goes into the paint, jump stop, puts up a shot. It's off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound controlled by the Elyria Lady Pioneers. And McClinton double dribbles, and that'll give it right back to Lorain. 8-4 our score, 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the opening period of play here at Lorain High. McClinton checking out for the Elyria Lady Pioneers. And Taylor Mail coming back in. Lorain basketball's play resumes. Ferguson dribbling between the circles, center court. Over to Perchinsky, now back to Ferguson. Looking to go inside to Evans. Elyria in a 2-3 zone. They whip it around the perimeter. Barricklow has it. Now she's able to get it inside to Amani Thomas. Strong move by Thomas. Her shot is strong off the backboard. And the rebound is controlled by Sanders for Elyria. And a foul is going to go against Lorain. And for Lorain, that's Amani Thomas picking up her second foul of the ball game. So Thomas will check out with those 2 fouls. And Tanisha Llanos will come in to see her first action. Gonzalez sitting down for the Elyria High Pioneers. And Alyssa Wilson coming back in. Pressure now from the Lady Titans. Mayo picks up her dribble. Her pass goes over the head of McClinton. Almost goes out of bounds. It's grabbed by Brooklyn Ferguson. But I guess that they're going to say that perhaps Ferguson had 1 foot on the sideline. It's Elyria basketball. I guess they could have called over and back as well. At any rate, Pioneers control. Sanders with the basketball. Goes into the paint, puts up a tough right-handed shot that won't drop, but she was fouled in the process, and Cora Sanders will be back at the charity stripe. Cora Sanders, a 5'6" junior guard, has 2 points, both coming by way of free throws. Sanders with an opportunity to cut into that 4-point Lorain lead. First free throw is up and in. So Sanders, 3 for 3 from the charity stripe here in the early going. Sanders sights it, shoots it. It's off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound controlled by Destiny Evans. Sends it ahead to Ferguson. Ferguson brings it across the half-court stripe. Now she goes right side, kicks it out to Llanos for a three-pointer. It's strong off the backboard, goes out of bounds. Last touch by Destiny Evans of Lorain. Elyria High basketball with 3 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in the first period of play. And the Lady Titans are up by 3. Mail sends it into McClinton. McClinton over to Sanders. Now back to McClinton. Lorain in that press. McClinton brings it across the half-court stripe, dribbles it all the way into the paint, puts up a shot, and blocking is going to be the call against Destiny Evans. So Destiny Evans picks up her personal foul, first of the evening. The 5'9" senior forward has 4 points on the ball game. And McClinton is at the charity stripe looking for her first points of the contest. First free throw is strong off the back of the iron, no good. Tony will have one more. Tony McClinton averaging 11 points per contest for Tony Brown's Elyria Lady Pioneers. One more coming from Tony McClinton. Sights it, shoots it, off the back of the iron, strong. Alyssa Wilson grabs the rebound, kicks it back out to McClinton, over to Mill. Thought about the three-pointer. Sends it back to McClinton to set up the offense. Tony Brown calling out the play. McClinton dribbling against Ferguson. Goes over to Wilson on the left wing. Now Wilson goes top of the key. Hands it off to Cora Sanders. Sanders backs it out to set up the offense. Lorain in a man-to-man defense. Sanders whips it over to Mayo on the left wing. Mayo beyond the three-point arc. Picks up her dribble. Hands it off to McClinton. McClinton being bothered by Mackenzie Barraclough, and a timeout is called. A timeout on the floor and a timeout for us as well. 1:35 to go in the opening period of play. It's the Lorain Lady Titans 8 and the Elyria Lady Pioneers 5 on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Tournament Cage matchup.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant, an auto grant, and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
Terry Howell back there at the control studio at AM 930 WEOL World Domination Headquarters, spinning the tunes. Little Michael Jackson there. Love it, Terry. You can keep that going all night as far as I'm concerned. Elyria turns the ball over following the timeout, and it's Lorain basketball. 8-5 our score here in the WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Tournament Cage matchup. This is the Girls D1 Region 2 Elyria District opener. And the winner of this ball game will play Thursday night. They will travel to Westlake to take on the number 2 seed Lady Demons. Lorain basketball following the Elyria turnover. Lady Titans whip it around the perimeter. Here's a three-pointer from Llanos. It's no good off the back of the iron. Evans able to get the rebound, but she falls to the floor in the process. No foul is called, but instead it's traveling, and so that will give the ball right back to the Elyria Lady Pioneers. McClinton will send it in against that Lorain press. McClinton, center of the court. Now down the floor to Sanders on the left wing. Sanders goes center court, goes into the key, puts up a running right-hander. Oh, that just falls off the rim. And on the rebound attempt, it goes out of bounds. I think they're going to say last touch by the Lady Titans. So McClinton will send it in underneath the basket. McClinton. Her pass is partially blocked, but it's picked up by Gonzalez, and now we have an injured player down on the floor, and it looks like That's Tanisha Llanos. Tanisha Llanos, I think, got poked in the eye as she tried to break up that inbounds pass. At any rate, Tanisha Llanos is going to get some attention from the trainers as play has stopped here at Lorain High. Our score 8-5 with 47.3 seconds to go in the opening period of play. Again, we hope you could join us tomorrow night. We're going to be right back here at Lorain High School for Avon and Lorain. It's a boys regular season cage matchup. Pre-game comes your way at 6:30, 7 o'clock tip-off with Andy Bull-Barch right here on AM 930 WEOL. Well, good to see Tanisha Llanos walking off the court under her own power. Again, she looks to have been poked in the eye on that last play. She's going to go over to the Lorain sideline and get some attention from the trainers and the coaching staff. And boy, for Mark Ferguson, he certainly doesn't need another injury. He's already missing Kiera Jenkins and Micaiah Herman, who are both out with injuries. Elyria basketball, following the injury, they're able to dump it into Nia Noble. Nia Noble kicks it out to Mail. Her shot is no good. Elyria controls the rebound. It's Gonzalez. Gonzalez now sends it over to someone wearing number 12, and we do not have a number 12 on our roster. So I apologize for that. Right back down the floor, Nia Smith answers with a three-pointer of her own. 11-8 the score as the time winds down here in the opening period of play. Elyria quickly down the floor. Wilson steps on the baseline, and that will give it right back to the Lorain Lady Titans with 8.1 seconds to go in the opening period of play. Ashley Hissel into the basketball game for the Lorain Lady Titans. Hissel seeing her first action of the season. Hissel tries to get it over to Nia Smith on the wing. And on the attempt, a whistle and a foul. Just 1.3 seconds remaining in the opening period of play. Lorain has the ball side out in front of the Elyria bench. Pruchinski coming back into the ball game. Destiny Evans taking a seat on Coach Feldman's bench. They're able to get it in to, I believe that was Hissel. Her shot is no good. Time has expired, and we will go to the second period of play with Lorain on top, 11-8 in our WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Tournament Cage matchup.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home, the brave.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
This is the Center for Orthopedics Cage Matchup on AM 930, 100.3 FM, the WEOL mobile app, and WEOL.com.
It's a tournament cage matchup tonight here on AM 930 WEOL between the Elyria Lady Pioneers and the Lady Titans of Lorain. Elyria basketball following the conclusion of the first period of play. McClinton will send it in. McClinton looking. Able to get it in to Sanders. Sanders working against Barraclough. Sanders from beyond the three-point arc knocks it down. A terrific jump back three-pointer from Sanders. And after the shot, a foul apparently was called. I didn't catch that, but the basket counts. And Elyria is on top, 12-11. Second period of action just underway here at Lorain High. Cora Sanders now with 6 points on the ball game. Quick substitution here for Elyria as they bring in Elijah Ward. And Gonzalez sits down for head coach Tony Brown. Barraclough with the basketball. Over to Hissel on the right wing, picks up her dribble. Now to Smith. Back up top to Perchinsky. Perchinsky dribbling right, dribbling left. Gives it off to Ferguson. Ferguson over to Hissel on the left wing. Thought about the three-pointer. Now she dribbles it out. Three-pointer on the way from Ferguson is off the iron, no good. Scramble for the rebound underneath the basket. It's controlled momentarily by Mayo for Elyria. Her pass intended for McClinton is knocked out of bounds, and it will remain Pioneer basketball. Perchinsky sitting down for head coach Mark Feldman. Destiny Evans coming back in for the Lady Titans. Sanders brings it across the half-court stripe. Dribbling with the right hand, goes right side. Now McClinton steps into a three-pointer. That's strong. Rebound controlled by Hissel. Hissel will push it across the half-court stripe for Lorain. Stops at the three-point arc, able to find Smith. Smith across the paint to Destiny Evans. Her short jumper is no good, and the rebound is controlled by the Lady Pioneers. Down the floor goes Sanders. Gets it over to Mayo. Mayo with a short jump shot is good. Taylor Mayo with her first basket of the ball game, and Elyria is on top 13-11. The Pioneers in their 2-3 zone, giving Lorain a little bit of trouble here defensively. Three-pointer on the way from Hissel. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Elijah Ward for Elyria. Ahead to Sanders. Sanders pushes it across the half-court stripe, goes right into the paint, lays it up and in. Cora Sanders having a ball game, 8 points with 6:03 to go before halftime. Elyria on top, 15-11. Hissel with the basketball on the right wing. Looking to go inside, finds Ferguson on the blocks, who puts it up and in. Brooklyn Ferguson with her first bucket. 15-13 our score. 5.5 minutes to go before halftime. McClinton with the basketball on the right side, being guarded by Ferguson. McClinton travels, and that will turn the ball right back over to Lorain. The Lorain Lady Titans trailing Elyria by 2. Mary Fanta back into the ball game for Elyria. McClinton sits down for Tony Brown. Three-pointer on the way from Ferguson. It's off the iron strong. Rebound controlled by the Elyria Lady Pioneers and Nia Noble. Sanders brings it across the half-court stripe. Over to Fanta on the left wing. She drives baseline. Her shot is partially blocked by Destiny Evans. Ball goes out to Mayo for a three-pointer. And Taylor Mayo has 5 points on the contest. Elyria is up 18-13 with 5 minutes to go before halftime. Inside to Barraclough. Kicks it out to Ferguson. Now over to Hissel. Hissel on the right wing in the corner, dribbles it out. Back up top to Ferguson. Ferguson with the basketball. Gets away from her, but goes right over to Hissel. Hissel makes a move towards the paint and gets tripped up in the process. And that foul will go against Elyria. 5th team foul on the Lady Pioneers. Mary Fanta picking up her first personal foul of the contest. Nia Noble coming out of the ball game for Elyria. Alyssa Wilson coming back in. Lorain basketball. Over to Smith. She steps into a three-pointer. It's off the mark. Scramble for the rebound is eventually pulled down by Destiny Evans. She kicks it out to Barraclough. Barraclough's three-point attempt is strong. Ferguson is there for the rebound. Gets it into Evans. Kicks it back out to Ferguson. Ferguson over to Hissel. Hissel working on the right wing. Now she'll bring it back up top to set up the offense. Over to Barraclough on the left wing. Her three-pointer is off the iron, no good. And Elyria is going to chase down the rebound in the corner. And in the corner is Elijah Ward. Ward is fouled. And that foul is on Brooklyn Ferguson. Ferguson picks up her first personal of the evening. 5th team foul now on Lorain. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half with the Lady Pioneers up by 5 here in Lorain. Sanders into the paint, puts up a running right-hander. It's no good off the back of the iron. Rebound controlled by Destiny Evans. Evans gives it off to Ferguson. She pushes it across the half-court stripe. Over to Hissel on the right wing. Steps into a three-pointer. That's strong off the iron, no good. Scramble for the rebound in the paint. And a foul that is going to go against Naya Smith. Will give the ball to Elyria. 6th team foul now on the Lady Titans. Llanos coming back into the ball game for the Lady Titans. Barrick Lowe sitting down. 3 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the first half. Taylor Mail will bring it in to Cora Sanders. Sanders will bring it across the half-court stripe. Dribbling with the right hand now, working between the circles, trying to go inside. Her pass is blocked by Hissel and goes out of bounds. Hissel tried to chase it down right at the half-court stripe, but couldn't quite get to it. And so it will remain Elyria basketball. McClinton back into the ball game for the Lady Pioneers. She'll send it in. Into Mail. Mail walks it across the half-court stripe. Picked up by Smith. Mail dribbling with the right hand. Calling out the play. Now she goes left side. Gives it off to Wilson. Wilson goes top of the key. Her pass over to Sanders. Sails into the Lorain bench, but it was last tipped by the Lady Titans, so it remains Elyria basketball. Sanders sends it into McClinton. McClinton over to Wilson. Wilson on the elbow, goes into the paint, sends it back out to McClinton. McClinton over to Sanders for a three-pointer from the corner, off the iron, no good. Rebound controlled by Destiny Evans. Evans races it across the half-court stripe, goes all the way to the other end of the floor, puts up a right-hander that won't go. McClinton's there for the rebound. A pass all the way down the floor to Sanders, kicks it out to Mail. Mail on the right wing, her three-pointer is no good. Scramble for the rebound, controlled by Evans. Evans quickly down the floor for Lorain. Right down Main Street she goes, her runner won't go. She's able to get her own rebound. The putback is no good. Gets her own rebound again as she hits the deck, sends it over to Ferguson, who steps into a three-pointer. That's no good, strong off the iron. And the rebound is controlled by the Elyria Lady Pioneers. And a foul is going to be called, and that is going to go against Lorain. So Lorain now with 7 team fouls. And let's see who picked up that foul. Looks like they are going to get Naya Smith for her second personal foul. And with 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the first half, the Elyria lead is still 5. But Elyria is shooting free throws. Alyssa Wilson is at the free throw line for the Lady Pioneers. Wilson is a 5'10" junior forward. First free throw from Wilson is no good, off the iron. Rebound controlled by Ferguson on the right side. She goes down the floor across the half-court stripe. Goes right wing inside to Destiny Evans, who puts up a tough shot, and she got it to go. Destiny Evans muscling up the shot, and she was fouled in the process, and Evans will go to the free throw line looking to complete the and one. Six points on the ball game now for the 5'9" senior forward. Llanos coming out of the ball game, and checking back in is Thomas. Destiny Evans at the free throw line, looking to complete the three-point play. Her free throw is up and in. 7 points on the ball game now for Destiny Evans. 18-16 is our score. The Elyria lead is 2 with 2 minutes and 29 seconds to go before halftime. A timeout on the floor, and we'll step aside for a timeout as well right here on the WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Tournament Cage Matchup.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community. while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
2 minutes and 29 seconds to go before halftime here at Lorain High School. A girls' cage matchup tonight for you. A tournament cage matchup between the Lady Titans of Lorain and the Elyria Lady Pioneers. Pioneers on top by 2. Good first half of action from both teams. And if you are head coach Tony Brown, you've got to be thrilled with this score going into halftime. Still, a little bit more than 2 minutes to go, however. Quickly down the floor go the Lady Pioneers. A shot is up by Nia Noble. It's no good. And Thomas controls the rebound for Lorain. She pushes it down the floor on the right wing, hands it off to Ferguson. Now they go inside to Destiny Evans. Evans on the blocks, kicks it out to Thomas. Thomas swings it back up top to Ferguson. Her pass nearly picked off. Back down on the blocks to Destiny Evans, who muscles up a shot, and she got it to go. Destiny Evans now with 9 points on the ball game. Down the floor go the Lady Pioneers. Mail on their left wing. Going back up top, working against Smith. Now she dribbles left to the left wing, hands it off to McClinton. McClinton brings it back up top, gets her pocket picked. Oh, a whistle and a reach-in foul is going to be called as Ferguson was just about ready to go down the court on a breakaway layup. However, reach-in is the call. And McClinton will be at the free throw line. McClinton came into tonight's game averaging 11 points per ball game, scoreless so far. The 5'8" senior guard at the free throw line for the Lady Pioneers. The righty sights it, shoots it off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound controlled by Elijah Ward for Elyria. Mail with the basketball on the left wing. Now goes across the court to McClinton. McClinton's jump shot is no good. The ball sails out of bounds. Last touch by Lorain. It remains Elyria basketball. 1:29 to go before halftime, and we are knotted up at 18. Tony McClinton will send it in for the Lady Pioneers. McClinton looking, able to get it into Ward. Ward on the blocks, working against Destiny Evans. Turnaround right-handed hook shot is no good. Rebound controlled by Elyria. Three-pointer on the way from Sanders. Strong off the iron. A battle for the rebound. Mail has it for Elyria, and she's going to pull it out. Now she steps into a three-pointer. It's off the iron, no good. And the ball sails out of bounds in front of the stands, and it will remain Elyria basketball. 1:09 to go before halftime, and we are tied at 18. Tony McClinton will send it in for the Lady Pioneers. Gets it into Taylor Mail. Mail on the left wing. Mail launches another three-pointer. It's short. Rebound controlled by Hissel. Hissel pushes it across the half-court stripe for the Lady Titans. Now she goes right wing to Amani Thomas, who knocks down a three-pointer. Second three-pointer of the ball game for Amani Thomas. She has 6, and it's 21-18. Lorain on top. 40 seconds to go before halftime. Mail on the left wing thought about the three-pointer. Now she dribbles baseline, picks up her dribble, sends it over to Ward. Ward near the elbow. In all kinds of trouble. A scramble for the basketball. Destiny Evans ties it up. Jump ball is going to be the call. And on alternating possession, it will be Lorain basketball. Amani Thomas sitting down, and Tanisha Llanos coming back in for the Lady Titans. 29.9 seconds remaining before halftime. Delisha Perchinsky will walk it across the half-court stripe for Lorain. We're down to 20 seconds to go in the first half. Sends it over to Llanos. Back to Perchinsky on the left side. Perchinsky guarded by Sanders. Over to Llanos. Now into the corner to Hissel. Hissel launches a three-pointer. It's strong, no good. Rebound controlled by Elyria, and a foul is going to go against Mackenzie Barraclough. 9 team fouls now on the Lady Titans. And Elyria with an opportunity to put a couple more points on the board before halftime. Jaden Robles will be at the charity stripe For the Lady Pioneers, Robles, a 6'1" senior forward, sights it, shoots it, and it's short. A lane violation is the call anyway, and it is Lorain basketball. Now Lorain with an opportunity to put a couple more points on the board as we go to halftime. Down to 7 seconds. Hissel with the basketball between the circles. Down to 3 seconds. Hissel dribbling right side. Goes over to Llanos. Llanos gets off the shot. It's in and it counts. Tanisha Llanos with her first basket of the ball game as the buzzer sounds here at the end of the first half. We will go to halftime with the Lady Titans on top, 21-18 on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Tournament Cage matchup.
Do you remember? Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Hey Luda, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. You can do a live chat on their site. They will help get her to safety.
Thanks, Ludacris.
Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
I was the first woman ever to deploy on a Strategic Air Command deployment.
You didn't just serve your country.
I lobbied for women to be on board submarines.
You paved the way for others.
I joined the Army because I wanted a challenge.
And the challenges you face now? Your VA delivers a variety of benefits. Learn more, including how to apply online using e-benefits.
No matter what time it is, you've earned them. Apply today.
This is the Center for Orthopedics Cage Matchup on AM 930, 100.3 FM, the WEOL mobile app, and WEOL.com.
Jada Gonzalez with the basketball for the Lady Pioneers as play resumes following halftime, and she dribbles it out of bounds right in front of her own bench. That'll turn the ball over to Lorain. Second half action just underway. The Lady Titans on top, 23-18. Lorain will operate from right to left, going away from the lobby here at Lorain High School. Lorain with the basketball. Delisha Perchinsky on the left wing, dribbling with the left hand. Now she brings it out between the circles. Swings it over to Ferguson on the right wing. Skip pass all the way across the court to Barraclough. Barraclough goes in the paint to Thomas. Thomas puts up a right-handed hook shot that is partially blocked. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it will remain Lorain basketball. Mark Feldman over on the Lorain bench calling out the play. Barraclough will send it in for the Lady Titans. Barraclough directing traffic, sends it into Evans. Evans with an uncontested left-handed layup. And now Destiny Evans has 11 points on the ball game. 25-18 our score. Lorain on top. 7 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the third period of play. Second half action just underway. Cora Sanders with a running right-hander. That's no good. Pardon me, that's Gonzalez. Rebound is controlled by Amani Thomas. She pushes it across the half-court stripe on the far side. Left wing, Amani Thomas gets a good look at a three-pointer. It's no good off the back of the iron. Barraclough is there to grab the rebound. Barraclough operating on the left wing, sends it back up top to Ferguson. Ferguson dribbling with the right hand between the circles. Over to Perchinsky. Perchinsky back to Ferguson. Ferguson with a tough running right-hander in the paint. As she's able to bank it in off the glass. Ferguson now has 4 points on the contest, 27-18. Lorain starting to pull away here in the early part of the second half. Three-pointer from Gonzalez, deep of the corner is no good. Evans grabs the rebound for Lorain, gives it off to Thomas. Thomas brings it across the half-court stripe, pushes it into the forecourt. And now Lorain sets up the offense. Ferguson operating on the right wing. Swings it over to Perchinsky. Perchinsky guarded by Sanders. Perchinsky looking to go left. Now to Evans beyond the three-point arc in the corner. Back up top to Perchinsky and over to Ferguson. Ferguson just beyond the three-point arc. Sends it to Perchinsky. Swing pass all the way over to Barraclough, who knocks down a deep three-pointer. A timeout on the floor. We'll step aside for a quick timeout as well. Lorain on top of Elyria, 30-18 with 5:37 to go in the third period of play on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Tournament Cage matchup.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Elyria basketball following the timeout. McClinton with the ball. Goes into the paint, puts up a running right-hander that won't go. Elyria controls the rebound. It comes out to Cora Sanders on the left wing. She tries to go into the paint near the elbow and gets bumped, and the whistle is going to work against Lorain. Joe Bach from TV 20 informing me that Lorain is on a 17-0 run. It was 18-13 at one point, and now it's Lorain on top, 30-18. Elyria basketball following the foul. First team foul in the second half, by the way, against Lorain. Ward's running right-hander is no good. Rebound controlled by Perchinsky. She brings it across the half-court stripe. Between the circles, sends it over to Ferguson. Back to Perchinsky. Now to Thomas on the left wing. Thomas on the dribble drive, loses control, and Sanders comes away with it for Elyria. Sanders trying to pass it down the floor. Not sure who she was looking for, but it goes right into the hands of Ferguson. She brings it across the half-court stripe. Now into the corner, and Barraclough back up top to Perchinsky. Perchinsky being guarded by Sanders. Perchinsky dribbling right, dribbling left, between the circles. Now Perchinsky goes right at the elbow, backs it out, gives it off to Thomas. Thomas goes into the paint, puts up a tough right-handed shot. It's partially blocked and controlled by the Lady Pioneers. Ward's pass, however, is picked off, and Ferguson goes into the paint, puts up a shot, can't get it to go. Rebound Evans, her putback is no good, and she is fouled. Destiny Evans with 11 points on the ball game is at the free throw line. 30-18 our score. The Lady Titans on top of the Lady Pioneers with 4:13. Check that, 4:15 remaining in the third period of play. The 5'9" senior forward sights it, shoots it, and she's got it. A dozen points on the contest now for Destiny Evans. One more free throw on the way. Evans able to knock down the second three-pointer. Give her 13 points on the ball game. 32-18, Lorain on top. Sanders going right side. Down the lane. The ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll remain Elyria basketball. Tony McClinton will trigger for the Lady Pioneers. On the baseline, into Mail. Mail with a quick three-pointer. It's off the iron, no good. Destiny Evans pulls down the rebound for the Lady Titans. She brings it across half court, goes into the paint. Finds Barraclough on the blocks. Barraclough's turnaround shot is good. And Mackenzie Barraclough now has 6 points on the contest. And Lorain is in control. 34-18 with under 4 minutes to go. Three-pointer from McClinton is no good. Rebound controlled by Mail for Elyria. Over to Gonzalez on the right wing. Back up top to Sanders. Sanders steps into a three-pointer. Nice rotation, but it's no good. Off the front of the iron. And the rebound controlled by Ferguson. Ferguson over to Barraclough on the right wing. Barraclough with a nice little scoop shot in the paint. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Ward for Elyria. Ahead to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a scoop shot. That's no good. Destiny Evans is there for the rebound. She gets bumped. And traveling is going to be the call. Boy, the fans in front of us were looking for a foul to be called on Alicia Ward, who bumped into Destiny Evans, but none was called. Travel was the official call, and so it remains Elyria basketball as they will have it under their hoop. Mary Fanta will send it in. Her pass is kicked out of bounds. It goes right over to Elyria head coach Tony Brown. So Elyria will try again. Fanta looking, gets it into Wilson. Wilson on the triple drive on the baseline, trying to put up a running right-hander. She is fouled in the process. And Alyssa Wilson picks up the foul. She will be at the free throw line. Clock stops with 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the third period of play. Lorain on top, 34-18. First free throw is around the rim and falls. Alyssa Wilson with her first point of the night. One more free throw coming for Alyssa. 2 team fouls now on Lorain. Elyria with just one here in the second half. Second free throw. Rolls around the rim and falls off. Ball controlled by Lorain. Hissel brings it across the half-court stripe. Ashley Hissel back into the ball game for the Lady Titans. Hissel gets it into Thomas. Thomas puts up a shot that rolls around the rim and falls off, but she was fouled, and now Amani Thomas will be at the free throw line. The 5'8" senior forward has 6 points on the contest. 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the third period of play. And Lorain on top, 34-19. Amani Thomas sights it, shoots it. And it falls off the iron, no good. Thomas will have another. The Lady Titans, by the way, coming into tonight's game, averaging 52 points per contest while giving up 42. Second free throw is up, hits the side of the iron, no good. Rebound controlled by Destiny Evans, who puts it up and in. Destiny Evans really having a ball game there down on the blocks for the Lorain Lady Titans. She has 15 points on the contest, a timeout on the floor, and will step aside for a quick timeout as well. 36-19, Lorain on top of Elyria on our WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Tournament Cage matchup.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Elyria basketball following the timeout. Three-pointer on the way from Mail. The high-arcing shot finds nothing but net. And Mail, with her second three-pointer of the evening, now has 8 points on the contest. It's 36-22, Lorain on top with 2.5 minutes to go in the third period of play. Hissel with the basketball, gets a screen from Evans. Hissel working on the right side, puts up a running right-hander, and she's got it. Ashley Hissel with her first 2 points of the evening and her first 2 points of the season. Head coach Mark Feldman telling me before the game he was excited to see Ashley Hissel in playing condition finally following her injury. Elyria basketball. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third period of play. Sanders across the half-court stripe. Sends it down on the blocks to Nia Noble. Her shot is no good. Rebound controlled by Hissel for Lorain. Hissel working on the left side across half court. Now goes into the paint against Mayo. Puts up a wild shot that is no good. However, they are going to whistle Taylor Mayo for blocking. And that foul works against the Elyria Lady Pioneers. And so for Hissel, she will be at the free throw line. Ashley, the 5-foot junior guard with 2 points, has 2 free throws. First one is up and in. Amani Thomas coming out of the ball game for the Lady Titans. Tanisha Llanos checking back in. Thomas sitting down with 6. Llanos coming in with 2. One more free throw on the way. Ashley Heisel, I should say, at the charity stripe. Her free throw is no good. Rebound controlled by Destiny Evans. Puts it back up and in. Boy, Destiny Evans, again, so powerful down on the blocks tonight for the Lorain Lady Titans. She has 17 points on the contest. Sanders gives it off to McClinton. McClinton working between the circles and beyond the three-point arc. Steps into a three-pointer and she knocks it down. Tony McClinton with her first basket of the ball game. 41-25 our score. 1:35 to go in the third period of play. Heisel with the basketball to Evans on the high post. Gives it to Nia Smith on the cut down low. Can't get it to go. However, Barraclough was there for the putback. She now has 8 points on the ball game. 43-25. Sanders down the floor for Elyria. Loses control of the basketball. Evans is there to grab it. Her pass is picked off. Right back over to Sanders. Three-pointer on the way. It's no good. Heisel with the rebound for Lorain. Heisel pushes it across the half-court stripe. Goes all the way down to the other end of the floor. Puts up a tough shot. It's no good. Short and controlled by Fanta for Elyria. Down the floor to Jaylise Carmichael, who's into the contest for the Lady Pioneers. Barraclough is there to stop ball. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Elyria. Nice job by Mackenzie Barraclough to get down the floor and create that turnover. Alasia Ward back into the ball game for Elyria. Mary Fanta sitting down. Lorain basketball, under a minute to go here in the third period of play. Ferguson goes left wing to Llanos. Llanos brings it up top, sends it over to Smith on the right wing. Now down low to Destiny Evans. Evans, her right-hander is no good. Llanos is there for the putback. That's no good. And the rebound is controlled by Alasia Ward of Elyria. Ward is tied up. And on the whistle and alternating possession, it will be Lorain basketball. 33.1 seconds to go in the third period of play with Lorain on top, 43-25. Into Barraclough on the left wing. Working against Gonzalez. Nifty move as she goes into the paint, puts up a running left-hander. It is blocked and swatted out of bounds by Ward. 25.9 seconds left in the third period of play here at Lorain High. The Lady Titans on top, 43-25 over the Elyria Lady Pioneers in this tournament cage matchup here tonight on WEOL. Down the floor goes Cora Sanders for Elyria. Ferguson able to strip it away. Back down the floor go the Lady Titans. Barraclough goes up with a left hand and she was fouled. Mackenzie Barraclough now with 10 points on the contest. She'll be at the free throw line looking to complete the three-point play. And the Lady Titans, who at one point trailed by 5 in the first half, are now up by 20. Barraclough's free throw is short. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be Elyria basketball with 14.1 seconds remaining in the third period of play. Tony Brown calling out the play for the Elyria High Pioneers. Gonzalez brings it across the half-court stripe. Now she goes left wing. Deep three-pointer from Gonzalez. It's no good. Barraclough is there for the rebound. She pushes it across the half-court stripe. In front of the stands, left side. Three-pointer on the way from Thomas at the buzzer. It's no good. And we'll go to the fourth period of play with Lorain on top by 20. 45-25 our score on the WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Tournament Cage matchup.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state. A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily. Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State. Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Lorain on top by 20 as we're about to get the fourth period of play underway. The Lady Titans leading the Lady Pioneers 45-25. Elyria basketball as play resumes. Elyria operating left to right. Three-pointer from Sanders is off the mark. It sails out of bounds, and it will be Lorain basketball. Llanos sends it into Ferguson. Now to Smith. Smith brings it across the half-court stripe on the right side. Now she goes right wing beyond the three-point arc. Out to Llanos. Llanos sends it over to Ferguson. Ferguson near the half-court stripe. Over to Thomas. Thomas on the left wing. Now we'll bring it center court between the circles. Hands it off to Ferguson on the right side. Swing pass over to Barraclough. Back to Ferguson beyond the three-point arc. Now she dribbles into the paint, finds Thomas alone on the blocks, who puts it up and in. Amani Thomas with 8 points on the contest. 47-25. Lorain on top. Gonzalez brings it across the half-court stripe for the Lady Pioneers. Gonzalez now trying to go into the paint, puts up a tough right-handed shot. It's no good. McClinton is there for the rebound and the putback. And Tony McClinton now has 5 points on the ball game. Lorain's inbound pass is nearly picked off. It goes out of bounds right in front of the scorer's table. It will remain Lorain basketball. Clock stops with 6 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the ball game. Lorain on top by 20. The winner of this contest will advance to take on the number 2 seed Westlake Lady Demons Thursday night at Westlake, 7 p.m. tip-off. Ferguson with the basketball, guarded by McClinton. Gets it to Barraclough. Barraclough goes into the paint, tries to put up a running scoop shot. She is fouled in the process, and she'll go to the free throw line. Taylor Mill picking up the foul for the Lady Pioneers. 5th team foul on Elyria. Mackenzie Barraclough at the charity stripe with 10 points on the ball game. The 5'8" senior guard will have 2 shots. First free throw is good from Barraclough. She now has 11. Alasia Ward sitting down for the Elyria Lady Pioneers, and Nia Noble coming back in. Mackenzie Barraclough looking for her 12th point of the ball game, and she's got it. 49-27 our score. Lorain on top with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the ball game. Gonzalez brings it across the half-court stripe, dribbling with the right hand, operating between the circles, guarded by Llanos. Sends it over to Mail on the left wing. Mail picked up by Barraclough. Now over to Gonzalez on the right wing. Gonzalez looking to go to the free throw line, and Tony McClinton, I don't know if McClinton was ready for it or not, but it sailed by her. Down the floor goes Tanisha Llanos. She puts it up and in. Tanisha Llanos now with 4 points on the contest. 51-27. Here's another Elyria turnover. Down the floor goes Ferguson. Ferguson puts it up and in with the right hand. 6 points on the ball game now for Brooklyn Ferguson. 53-27 our score. A timeout on the floor with 6:01 remaining. This is the WEOL Center for Orthopedics Girls Tournament Cage matchup. We'll be right back after this.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim or e-claim for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits. Online VA claims made simple.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yes, for a nicer day, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Gonna get some big ones. Anybody want to wear a life jacket?
Man, I'm good.
No life jacket? That's a deal breaker.
Daddy, you promised.
Daniel Stevens.
Yeah, give me one of those life jackets.
This message brought to you by the National Safe Boating Council and the women who nag you. Love you.
Elyria basketball following the timeout. Tony McClinton dribbles, stops at the elbow, puts up a jump shot. It's strong off the iron. Scramble for the rebound underneath the hoop. A jump ball is going to be the call, and Elyria will retain possession. Well, Terry Howell, you won points with me earlier tonight when you played some Michael Jackson as we came back from the break, and those points have just been taken away following that rejoin. 5:47 to go in this one. Lorain on top, 53-27. Elyria having a little bit of trouble getting the ball in. It is knocked out of bounds, and the ball will remain in possession of the Lady Pioneers. They'll try to send it in again. Mail looking, gets it into McClinton. McClinton on the right wing, working against Ferguson. Now over to Wilson. Wilson drives baseline, puts up a running shot that won't go, but she was fouled. And Alyssa Wilson will be at the free throw line. Alyssa is a 5'10" junior forward. Her only point of the ball game coming from the charity stripe. Alyssa sights it, shoots it. It's off the front of the iron, no good. One more for Wilson. By the way, you'll be able to catch this game over on TV 20 on YouTube. Joe Bach filming this one. He'll have it up on the YouTube channel probably within a couple days. Hope you get an opportunity to check it out. We want to thank Joe Bach for tapping into our broadcast feed this evening. Lorain basketball, Barraclough has it. It's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Barraclough. And Elyria will take over. 5:19 to go in the ball game, and Lorain on top, 53-27. Tomorrow night, it's a boys' game here on AM 930 WEOL, a regular season matchup between Avon and Lorain, right back here at Lorain High School. 6:30 pregame with Andy Bullbarch, 7 o'clock tip-off on AM 930 WEOL. The pass down the floor sails out of bounds off the hands of Wilson, and it'll be Lorain basketball. 5:09 remaining on the game clock. Boy, this was a tight ball game in the first half. At one point, Lorain, late in the first half, was trailing by 5. But they came out after halftime and really opened this one up. In the paint, Amani Thomas with a running right-hander that won't go. It's strong off the backboard. Rebound controlled by Elyria. Down the floor to McClinton. McClinton with a right-handed scoop shot that won't fall. However, she was fouled in the process, and now Tony McClinton will go to the free throw line. The clock stops with 4 minutes and 48 seconds to go in this one. Lorain leading 53-27. Tony McClinton, the 5'8" senior guard, has 5 points on the contest. McClinton's first free throw is good. Heisel, Evans, Pruchinski, and Beard coming into the ball game now for Lorain. Second free throw from McClinton is good. Give her 7 on the ball game. 53-29 the score with Lorain on top. Perchinsky pushes it across the half-court stripe, goes right into the paint, puts up a wild shot. It's high off the backboard, no good. Elyria able to grab the rebound and flip it ahead to Sanders. Sanders now sends it over to Mayo for a three-pointer. It rolls around the rim and won't go. Evans is there to grab the rebound for Lorain. She kicks it out to Heisel. Heisel brings it across the half-court stripe, looking down the floor for Smith. Can't quite haul it in. Elyria is going to come away with a basketball. Sanders' pass is long as she was looking all the way down the floor for Noble. Noble couldn't quite haul it in. It goes out of bounds, and it's Lorain basketball. Clock stops with 4 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Lorain on top, 53-29. Heisel seeing her first action of the season, coming off her injury, has 3 points. She sends it in for Lorain. Gets it into Delisha Perchinsky, who brings it across the half-court stripe and sets up the offense. Over to Heisel on the left wing. She launches a three-pointer. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound controlled by Mayo for Elyria. Mayo will bring it across the half-court stripe, sends it ahead to Sanders. Sanders stops at the three-point arc, puts up a three-pointer. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound controlled by Evans. Evans brings it across the half-court stripe. Double dribble is going to be the call right in front of us, and so that gives the ball back to Elyria. 3:51 remaining in this one. Lorain leading 53-29. The Lorain Titans will advance to take on the number 2 seed Westlake Lady Demons. That game will be Thursday night at 7 o'clock at Westlake. Gonzalez with the basketball for Elyria. Between the circles, sends it over to McClinton on the right wing. Now up top to Wilson. Wilson beyond the three-point arc. Over to Gonzalez on the right wing. Thought about the three-pointer. Sends it over to Mayo. Mayo at the top of the key. Over to Fanta. Fanta now drives into the lane. Kicks it out to Wilson for a three-pointer. She launches it. It's no good. Rebound controlled by McClinton. Back to Fanta. Fanta over to Gonzalez, who puts up a running right-hander in the lane, and she gets it to go. So Jada Gonzalez picks up her second basket of the ball game. She has 4 points. Quickly down the floor go the Lady Titans. Smith puts up a shot. It's short. Rebound comes down to Elyria. Ahead to McClinton. McClinton pushes it across the half-court stripe. Goes into the paint. Her running right-hander is no good. Rebound controlled by Ferguson for Lorain. Ferguson brings it across the half-court stripe left side. Under 3 minutes to go in this one. 53-31 our score. Lorain on top. Over to Heisel. Heisel in front of the scorer's table, being guarded by Gonzalez. Heisel looking to take some time off the clock. Now dribbles top of the key, sends it over to Jersey Beard, who puts up a jump shot that's no good. And on the rebound attempt by Evans, a whistle that is going to work against Destiny Evans. And so that gives the ball back to Elyria. 53-31. Lorain in control. 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go in this ball game here at Lorain High. Gonzalez brings it across the half-court stripe for Elyria. Picked up by Heisel. She goes right by Heisel, puts up a running right-hander that's no good. Beard's there for the rebound. Gives it off to Heisel. Heisel working against Gonzalez, able to get it across the half-court stripe. The ball goes out of bounds right in front of the stands, and it will remain Lorain basketball. Some more substitutions here for Lorain. Jaylise Carmichael coming into the ball game, along with, let me check that number again. Derica Coates coming into the ball game. She is a 5'7" sophomore. Also checking in, Janijah Riley, a 5'9" freshman forward. Paige Barraclough into the ball game as well for the Titans. Coates with a little scoop shot that won't go. Down the floor go the Elyria High Pioneers. The pass sails out of bounds right in front of the Elyria bench. Clock stops with 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. Lorain on top, 53-31. Paige Barraclough in the ball game now for the Lady Titans. Will bring it across the half-court stripe. Nope. They try to get it in to Beard. That pass is knocked out of bounds. Still Lorain's ball. Into Coates. Coates on the right side. Now she dribbles left. Puts up a wild shot near the blocks. That won't go. It'll be Elyria basketball as the ball went out of bounds. Under 2 minutes remaining in this one. Lorain on top, 53-31. Gonzalez with the basketball for Elyria. Now she goes left side, and a shot is up and in by number 44, and unfortunately I don't have a number 44 on my roster. I will try to figure out who that is. Elyria Jackson, I believe. So Elyria Jackson coming into the ball game and getting a bucket for Elyria. Scramble for the basketball down at the other end of the floor. Jump ball is going to be the call, and it will remain Lorain basketball. Elyria Jackson, by the way, is a 5'10" junior. Minute 35 to go in this one. Lorain on top, 53-33. Lorain able to get the ball in, and Coates puts it up and in. Coates with her first 2 points of the ball game. Down at the other end of the floor, a scramble for the basketball underneath the hoop. It will remain Elyria basketball. Into Fanta. Turnover Elyria. Down the floor goes Jersey Beard on the right-hand side, beyond the three-point arc. Now she picks up her dribble just inside the three-point arc. Inside, back out to Beard. Beard's three-pointer is off the mark, strong off the iron. Scramble for the basketball. And Paige Barricklow is going to come away with it for Lorain. Under a minute to go in this one. Lorain on top, 55-33. Coach Mark Feldman instructing his players to take time off the clock and just dribble this thing out. Jersey Beard with the basketball right in front of the Lorain bench. Dribbling with the right hand. And they are going to let the remaining 30 seconds here come off the clock. Elyria trying to commit a foul. Instead, traveling is going to be the call on Beard. The official did not want to call the foul. And Beard, figuring that she had been fouled, took a couple of steps, and so they give the ball over to Elyria. And that's just about going to do it for this one. Gonzalez goes into the paint. She is fouled. That is the 6th team foul on Lorain. And so with 13.2 seconds remaining, Elyria will have the basketball. Check that, that's the 7th team foul on Lorain. So Gonzalez is at the charity stripe with a 1-and-1. First free throw from Gonzalez is off the iron, no good. Rebound controlled by Lorain. 10 seconds remaining in this one. Paige Barricklow brings it across the half-court stripe. Dribbling left, dribbling right. Paige Barricklow is going to dribble out the clock, and Lorain is going to advance following a 55-33 win over Elyria tonight here on their home court.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.